On today's episode of the Habitz Podcast, we've got Lewis Ellis, founder of Hustle Marketing, who's going to be sharing with us his good habits when it comes to TikTok. So thanks for joining us, Lewis. First things first, some people watching this might be asking what qualifies you, our expert, for when it comes to TikTok.
Do you know what? I hate the term expert when it comes to anything digital because it changes that fast and that rapid that, you know, anyone that calls himself an expert doesn't mean they might not be. They might not have been looking at the latest trends and changing and adapting. And just because they did something that worked 10 years ago doesn't mean it works now. I think what makes me qualified to talk about like TikTok and the new social trends right now is because I'm in it. I'm in the thick of it. I'm trying to grow a digital agency whilst using the latest trends, and I'm willing to put myself out there and look at it where most people are avoiding that and most businesses are avoiding it. And the guys that are using the platform are doing so for fun, whereas I'm in there trying to learn how it works, trying to figure out what sort of things you can apply into business and grow and scale with. And I'm also having some fun with it as well.
And it's actually generating business for your business.
And it's actually generating. So I've not made one call, one email, I've not done one bit of cold sales or anything like that for my business. And we are getting at least, 3 to 10 leads a week without fail coming in. I mean, I've had 2 today alone that have come in off the back of videos.
Yeah. And specifically TikTok videos.
Yeah, but well, that's what makes it mental to me. It can be a TikTok video with me doing something completely ridiculous, like going to Misguided and attacking their office with a stupid banner, and that generated real business. And my friends go, "Why are you doing stuff like that?" And they don't understand it because they don't realize that just because it looks like it has no point, it actually really demonstrates my values, ethos, what I stand for, and what we do as a business.
Yeah, brilliant. What are some of the things that you see that people do wrong when they do try and either join a new platform or when they do create TikTok content?
All right, so I think there's a couple of things. So first, joining a platform as a business or a marketer, the amount of people that go, I spent at least 2-3 months trying to persuade people to try it, and the amount of pushback and I've got better things to do in my time. Why would I do that? Rah. If I wanted to play with kids' apps, the amount of pushback was unbelievable. And everyone's saying it's not relevant to their business, right? The same people that said Instagram wasn't relevant to their business when it first came out. The same people that said Facebook was for students, universities when it first came out. The same people that probably said the internet wasn't going to go anywhere. The point is, they've made the same mistakes time and again. The same customers that say that TikTok's not for them are the ones that are stressing about how to grow their Instagram. Well, the best way to grow your Instagram right now is to create TikToks because they're linked, So one thing I would say that sticks out to me that's a bad habit from companies is that they're just not willing to try. The bigger the business, the less likely they are to give it a go. The more that they just think it's not for them, the more that they feel like they have to go through levels of people that have to agree to this stupid strategy. They try and overthink it, and you should see some of the stuff that comes out of it. It's horrendous. It's almost laughable. And I think with TikTok being a platform that's almost anarchistic, is that right? It's designed for anarchists, right? Yeah. So these kids love taking the mick out of advertisers, people that are trying to push ads in their face. They'll just jump in your video and start taking a piss out of you. Yeah. And it's almost that bad. So I think the problem is that they're not willing to try, not willing to put themselves out. They're not willing to look silly, but everyone does because everyone's in the same boat and they're trying to figure it out. I knew that there was no way in hell was I going to sit in front of a client and they say to me, "Okay, how can you use TikTok for our business?" And I go, "Well, I don't know. I'm too proud to use it." Yeah. But many marketers, many agencies are. So yeah, that's the first bad habit. It's just people aren't putting themselves in there. They're just dismissing it the same way they dismissed everything else. It just blows my mind, especially when it's such a massively rapidly growing platform.
I was going to say that. So really be open to trying new things, but also if you get in early enough, you're probably going to benefit from the organic reach.
Absolutely no brainer. Like, is it not? No? Or like, it just makes pure sense. If you, so they might not have any value placed on TikTok, but you care about your Instagram and Facebook. Well, actually, your other platforms will grow because of TikTok, because you might get a mass amount of reach on there for one video. You might get thousands of followers and they go through to your Instagram and find out what your business does. It doesn't even need to be a salesy TikTok. It doesn't need to be like pushing like direct sale in someone's face. It can just be you generating content that shows the culture of your business, the ethos of the people that work there, the fun, the environment. Give the camera to, you see loads of McDonald's staff messing around on there, and it actually generates excitement on the platform because it's fun. It's people at work, and McDonald's looks like a cool employer. And guess what? Loads of kids on the platform would work at McDonald's. Yeah. So yeah, I think the first bad habit is people are too proud to use it. The second one is, I almost touched on it there, which was the content they create. They almost create it like it's like everything else they've ever come across. They don't take the time to understand the platform and the reason behind it and the way in which people think and the language that they use. And as a result, they just take the content they post on Instagram and they post it on TikTok. It doesn't work. And they'll try that a few times and they just won't give it another go.
Yeah.
Now that's a weird thing in itself, because I think it's lazy marketing when you just cross post and you don't actually tailor the content to each platform. You should really understand who the market is and who uses it, and what that platform is all about before you do that. But also, when you're creating content on there, you're looking at the language that people are using. They speak in memes. Like, they actually communicate in a different level of understanding that it's Gen Z talk, 1000%.
Yeah.
And that has spread from there to Instagram and Facebook. All of a sudden, if you're not on TikTok, you're not understanding, you're not learning, basically. And you then can't apply that to your other parts of your business. So social strategy starts to get impacted. Yeah. What is the third bad habit? Another thing that really stands out to me, which I see people using it, not for a business purpose, people just trying to figure out the platform as a whole, which is fine. You should be doing that. Even if you work in a business or you're a marketer, you should be on there playing around with it and trying to learn it inside out, right? You want to know how to cut, edit, play with it, and that will evolve anyway, naturally. So you're at the foundational level there. You'll learn as the app scales and grows. Like, Instagram has changed over the years, Facebook's changed. But if you was to go on it now as a person that's never been on Facebook, you would probably find it difficult to use. So people that are using it just for fun, the one thing I see that is a really bad habit is they just create content for the sake of creating content. And what I mean by that is they see something. And so TikTok's like a copycat platform. People do copy each other's videos, but they, instead of tailoring it to themselves, something that they stand for, something that their channel stands for, their personality, whatever it is, they just copy it exactly as it is. And as a result, they might get views, but they don't really build a following. They don't really build loyalty. People don't follow the channel for a reason, because it's just a load of random videos that are all just like random crap. So I guess that bad habit really stands out to me, because yeah, it might look like it's working, it might seem like it's working, but the content, you're not building that you're not building that value, that communication with your viewers. You're not having that conversation with them. You're not showing them who you are or why they should follow you. Yeah. So what I'll do on my personal one is I'll go from, here's a video of me doing something silly in a car just for a trend, like banging my head around, whatever. The next one will be me going out and helping a guy whose food truck got burnt down by racist people in Manchester, and I wanted to support them through digital marketing. The next one might be me dancing around in a wig, and the next one after that will be me out doing something business related.
Yeah, so you've got thought out content where there's a reason for you doing it.
Yeah, because don't forget the one where I'm out doing work or doing something and showing what I do or who I am might not get any views, because it's not a trend. Therefore, it's not going to show on loads of different things. Not many people are going to see that sound. It might just be me talking, and therefore you'd have to stumble across me to see it. So actually, the views might not be behind it, but the value of that content is way more than me going in a car going nah, 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 dancing, because that doesn't give anyone anything to follow. They don't understand who you are. So
I say that on LinkedIn as well, though. Sometimes people get loads and loads of views, but it's like, I'd rather get 20 views and then 2 actual conversions into business than get 200,000 views and no one's asked.
Yeah, well, it's that is the thing that no one understands. I feel like about social media, you get businesses that have these content plans that all talk about, oh, for Christmas we'll post this, for National Titty Tuesday we'll post this, for Pancake Wednesday this, and whatever the theme is, they just post generic, bland noise. That is, it might be better than posting nothing, but that is the worst type of marketing, in my opinion, because you stand for nothing, you give no value, you offer no reason for anyone to buy into your business, you don't tell anyone why you do what you do, who you are. But your best practice for any social media should be that your core values are ingrained in whatever you're putting out there, and it's tailored to match that platform. So like, I might sit on LinkedIn and say, I'm a disruptive person, here's an example of me being disruptive. That same video on Instagram would be, here's Misguided did this, they stole my Facebook video, and that's why I did this. On Facebook, I go, revenge, right? And you tailor it to match, and so people understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, and you give that insight and value. That builds a following, I think.
Yeah.
Like, my LinkedIn is my fastest growing network at the moment, alongside TikTok. That is mental, like.
Yeah, both organic, aren't they?
Yeah, both organic. And people come up to me and they say, like, the inquiry today, Lewis, I've been watching your stuff for ages. I saw that video the other day. I saw this message. I saw that. I had to get in touch and ask you if you could help us with this. And I'm like, they've been watching you. And I bet you get a lot of that, like hell of a lot of that. Same reason.
Yeah, we get a lot of stuff from this client videos that we put out on LinkedIn, especially. So there's some of the bad habits. You kind of touched on one of the good habits there about thinking about different platforms, a slightly different message. What other good habits have you got to share with people that are watching this so they can implement it in their business? Yeah,
it's literally the opposite of everything I just said, isn't it? But if it was me, I'll put it this way, right? I now have 2 businesses. One's paused, one's active. Like, one's really growing right now. If I'm looking at anything in my business, I'm going to want to be on on anything that could grow it. I want to be involved in anything that I think would drive revenue, drive traffic, drive awareness. So why wouldn't I be trying a new platform that's just come out that is massively growing, has the whole world, and it's also got Gen Z in there as well. That's what every generation has its own platform. Every generation, this is theirs. Now we might try and take it over or whatever. It's never going to be ours. It's theirs. They're going to come through the ranks on that. Why would I not want to be in there now? Just putting out who I am. There's a guy on there who he's 55. I interviewed him on a podcast, but he's like 55 years old. But he's a bit older than that. He's like 65. Whatever. He's a multimillionaire, and all he does is talk to kids about how they can save money and become a millionaire in future. He grew in 6 months. He grew 5.3 million followers. His YouTube channel grew hundreds and hundreds of thousands. He went from just being a guy who'd made a couple of million, made a few million from electronics RC kind of toy car company. He still has that business, and he's now the #1 person that people go to for financial advice. Obviously now he'll get brand deals left, right and center, and he literally has an audience of 5.3 million young people. That's a separate business in itself.
Yeah.
And 6 months, literally 6 months is all it took. His kid was sat at the table with him. He said, Curtis is called. He just went, "Yeah, Dad, do you want to make a video for TikTok and help the kids save some money?" And they did, and they made it. And then next thing you know, it just went off. Like every video has at least 2, 3, 400,000 views. It's insane.
Yeah.
But again, like he had no reason to be on there. He's 65 years old. He's a guy who has an RC toy company, like remote control airplanes and cars and stuff. No reason to be on there. But all he wanted to do was offer value and advice to people. His kids, like his son is like 17 years old. He wants to offer insights to people that are his son's age and reach a wider platform. That's what they did. He's just saying, this is who I am. This is what I think. This is why I know what I'm talking about. Here's the value I'm offering you. Constant value. And people buy into that.
So would you say good habit number 2 then is to give value to the audience, talk about what you specialize in, and even if not necessarily you're thinking that young people might want to listen to this, there will be an audience there. That
that example is a mixture of different things. That you're right. It's first off, don't count them out just because you think all young people are on there. There's actually a lot of people that are older on there, but just because they're young, don't count them out because you're probably going to need them in future for starters. The second one was look how fast you can grow in a very short space of time. His life will never be the same again in 6 months, and he's like 65 years old. He has no reason to be doing that. Like he would never go, I'm the first one on TikTok. Like he just did it because he wanted to share value. So that share values in there as well. And then back it up, showcase who you are, what you're about, and just be honest and open, transparent. Like, I guess that's what I keep saying to businesses right now. When we talk about anything social, it's be honest, open, transparent. If you're not being that, what are you doing? Like this whole era of portraying yourself as something you're not is gone. It's ages old. Like now it's people just want to see, they want to know why you do what you do. They want to see the team behind there. They want to see real people. The people buy from people, don't they? And I think that's why with Hustle, we keep picking up clients left, right, and center. We're beating other companies that have been around for years for no other reason than I'm just going out there going, you know what, I've had a hard day today. It's been shit. A client told me to screw myself because I pissed them off, and people buy into that because they go, I remember when I was there. Yeah. And that's honest. There's no reason to be post that. I should actually do the opposite of get business, but it doesn't. It brings it in. I don't know. That's all I can, in terms of advice for that, like be honest, open, transparent. The other thing, good habits would be understand the platform now before it gets too late, right? It's going to change. It will evolve. It will get better, 1000%. It's not going anywhere. There are too many users. And I can only see it changing and scaling and changing, right? TikTok, we take that as an example, has a very set way of working, editing videos, right? Now, you can use it in phone. I actually mixture between that and I edit separately on an editing software just to get better footage. And I sometimes use a professional camera versus a phone. So get used to the platform, and I can do that now because I understand how it works and I understand how to put it in there without looking like it's from somewhere else. So learn the platform, but also TikTok has scared the crap out of Facebook and Instagram, right? So Instagram introduced Reels all of a sudden. Instagram has spent decades, well, not decades, we'll say a decade, restricting everyone's reach, right? That's for as long as I can remember, they've spent time restricting everyone because, it was all about the social proof and the guys at the top would get all the content views. But TikTok doesn't work like that. TikTok, you can be an average Joe, post a video and yours just goes boom and 10 million people see it. So Instagram are freaking out because their model doesn't work like that, but everyone's really enjoying this new version and they're going, oh, this is what social media is, all fun again. Like remember when Facebook posts stopped getting reach and they started charging you for money? It's the same thing that Instagram's doing. Like I feel like they prioritize making money from ad platforms versus making the experience enjoyable.
It's social media.
Yeah. So TikTok doesn't do that. TikTok gives anyone the opportunity to go viral. Anyone the opportunity for thousands of people see your content. TikTok's panicking. It's having to reinvent itself. They've had to introduce Reels. They've had to push Reels. Like they've had to someone make a video and it actually can go viral on Instagram. It's not been like that for years.
Yeah.
Facebook's panicking. Facebook have put, they've been pushing videos, as proven with my stuff at the moment. They're pushing content. YouTube introduced YouTube Shorts. Spotify are freaking out because TikTok have explicitly said we want to become a music streaming platform also. So Spotify are freaking out and trying to figure out how to challenge it. So it's not only learning how TikTok works, but actually, if you do that, you'll understand how to use the new features of everything else first.
Yeah.
Like I understood straight away how to use Reels because I was already making TikToks. In fact, you can cross-post them if you do it cleverly.
So say if there's someone listening to this now and they're thinking, this sounds a bit too technical, where could they find you so you could help them to do this, or your marketing company? Yeah,
well, so Hustle, HUSSEL.co.uk. To be honest, this is the best part because I'm so active on social media. If you type in Lewis Ellis on anything, I'll come up. Like I will be number one on there, or you'll find a post of mine. You cannot not find me because I made it that way. So I don't even necessarily lead with my company. I lead with me as an example of what we can do at Hustle, which is quite a strange way of working. A lot of people feel like a business has to do that.
Yeah.
But I put a face to mine.
Thanks to Lewis for sharing with us his good habits when it comes to creating TikTok content. If you've got any experience on TikTok and you'd like to share your good habits with us, let us know in the usual places.